Hi and welcome to Goddess 1207. That's me. Thank you so much for watching my little boutique channel. You know, I've got a few subscribers now and this is very, very exciting. So welcome. And let's just get this out of the way already. You look beautiful today. Have you done something different to your hair? I don't know. It must be that twinkle in your eye. I love it. Today we're going to do the battle of the internet beauty sites. We're going to examine 3 different places to buy online beauty and we're going to decide which one I like the best. That is, it's just my opinion. Even though my hands are old and bony, they sure know how to do the click, click, click for online shopping. In many things besides just beauty, if you know what I mean. And I'm having this struggling relationship with Sephora because I hate going to their store. They're just all overdone. Kind of like going to the Mac store in my opinion. But online buying is just fine. But today we're going to talk about the battle between Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom's, and Beautylish. Starting with Nordstrom's, I bought things online and I went to the store. Online, I had never bought beauty products from Nordstrom's before. In fact, I've never really bought any beauty products from Nordstrom. I seem to not. I don't know why, but maybe now I do know why. First, the products that I bought came in a big box, and in it was the tackiest, nastiest paper. I'm going to show you because I kept it. It even has little holes in it. I was not impressed. It doesn't have even pretty edges. They just sort of ripped it off and stuck it in this humongous box. Okay, so right off the bat, not very classy, shall we say. The products were okay. I bought 4 Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows, 2 of which I've already returned. I did keep Norma Jean and Mona Lisa. The other 2, but look how this one came. I don't know if you could see that it looks like it's been melted. Whereas this one is all nice and the way it should be. So, okay, that's 2 marks, not impressed. Oh, and look at the lid. Now, I do live in Texas and it's hot and so maybe things melt on the way here. I don't know, but I was not too impressed with that. So I did return 2 of those. And when I returned them, I went straight to the store and I was happened to be in the men's department. And so I returned them there because I didn't want to be tempted by going into the beauty department. Betty, very gold, very glittery. Mona Lisa, very nice, blends out easily. Norma Jean and Marie Antoinette. I also picked up my first 2 Jane Iredale products and I really like both of these. This is one of their NudeStiks and it has a highlighter on one end and an eyeshadow on the other end. And I'm glad they had instructions because I sure could figure out how to make it work. It looks like I can't do it today either. There we go. So it's got this little spongy tip. And on the other end you have a highlighter ball. This end I really can't see too much function for because it's so light. But anyway, I love the shadow end. Okay, this product may need a little work. But loved this. Mystical. And I also picked up this. I was just about to tell you that I love this product, but look, it's all in the lid. It's sort of a one cheek product, and okay, another mark against Nordstrom. Okay, so to be fair, I went to the Nordstrom with my friend Texas Peach. And we walked around, and Nordstrom's has a different way of displaying their makeup than I'm used to. At Neiman Marcus, where I do most of my shopping apparently, or I used to anyway, has everything in a counter down, so you look down onto the product. And at Nordstrom's, it's up in front of you. You probably already know this because you shop there. Well, so that was nice. You can get up close to the products, but wow, are the testers nasty. Some of them really shouldn't have been out there. The employees, there were a bunch of them, and I didn't know any of them, so there was no rapport built, and that's probably part of it, but I didn't get any warm and fuzzy feelings from them. I really didn't. In fact, I did see products that I liked, but I decided I'm not going to buy them here because I would feel bad about it, given the relationship I have at other stores where I know a person who sells the same product. So, Nordstrom's didn't do too well by me. So now let's talk about Beautylish and my experience with online shopping there, which was completely different. When the box arrived, it was an appropriate sized box. The products were inside a paper bag, which was folded neatly with a little tie ribbon around it, made out of string, just a string, but it was cute. There was a personal card written to me about hope that you like your products, and of course it had lovely tissue paper that was all beautifully, beautifully, beautifully presented. And I bought 4 products. I bought 2 RMS eyeshadows. This purple is just luscious. I never had purchased any RMS products before. Look at that. That's just gorgeous. And I bought 2 NudeStiks. I wanted to try them. I have some for the lips, cheeks that I really, really like, and I thought, well, let's try one as a concealer. This one is a concealer. It's called Light 2, and you can see that's a pretty good color there for me. And the other one is the Blur Stick. This is a lot of hooey because it's just kind of like clear, nothing wax. It's supposed to blur the lines, so I'd have to get this in a 5-gallon can with a giant paintbrush to actually blur anything, but it's sort of a cute idea. I have picked up several other things from Beautylish over the years, and they always come beautifully presented, like they've taken a little extra time to make it pretty, to make it a wonderful experience. When I go to the Inglot store here soon, I'm going to do all my research and then buy my Inglots from Beautylish because the Inglot site is just incredibly overwhelming. And even the Beautylish site is overwhelming. They need to make it where you can put together a palette and see shades side by side instead of these mountain after mountain after mountain of all different color shades. I tell my husband it's like going to the Sherwin-Williams store to get your eyeshadow. So my experience online with Beautylish was great. Now you may say, Linda, how did you do an in-person Beautylish experience? Well, I did. I was just thrilled that Nils would meet with me privately and personally to show me the new Sakura limited edition face brushes.
There are 5 beautiful brushes, 2 big ones for the face, 3 smaller ones. There's no release date yet, but I believe the idea is to make them very affordable.
He was in town for the makeup show here and agreed to meet me ahead of time. So I told my husband, Mr. Wonderful, that I was going to a hotel to meet a man. But I came home. So in summary, I think Beautylish has got it all over Nordstrom's. All over Nordstrom's. And the prices are competitive. Some people care about customer service, some people don't. And finally, to Neiman Marcus, or as we call it, needless markup. Now, you don't live in Texas, and now many places around the world, that you don't shop at Neiman Marcus. When I was a kid, we used to put on the hose, the dress, the pretty bag, and catch the bus and go downtown to go to the Neiman Marcus. And for extra fun, we'd go during fortnight when they had a special fortnight worth of materials that you could purchase from a particular country. And I think the last one they did was Australia. That's the last one I remember. But we would make a day of it and then go across the street and have lunch or eat lunch at the Zodiac Room where they sold blue sugar in blue jars. And they had a style show there right at the lunch table. It was very classy and lovely, and my mother raised me right, shall I say. Also, when you'd go there, your salesperson who knew you were coming would have the entire room lined with outfits and things to put together to try on. And of course, my mother would indulge me like crazy. And probably because I had so much good customer service, I never really learned how to put outfits together. It's something that still confuses me. I take pictures all the time trying to figure out how to get stripes and polka dots and patterns to go together. But oh well. So this is the box that came actually today. This size, which is like a shoebox size, but it only had 4 products in it. So again, Needless Markup is famous for using huge boxes. I understand they're going to start charging you for the size of your box as well as the weight, and that might help them decide to cut back on the unnecessary cardboard. So what did I buy? The first product I bought was one that I had seen a few minutes earlier at the Nordstrom's, but I was not going to buy it from them. It's a Nars cream foundation. I just bought the refill. It comes with the little puff. And I am a Mont Blanc, and I've just played with it for the first time today, but it's just in a little plastic container. But these Nars people, they know how to make heavy-duty foundations. I mean, you can just do a tiny, tiny bit, and it will cover the world. I also bought a Bobbi Brown eyeshadow. This one is called Black Plum. See if I can open it. It's a deep blacky plum. How about that? It's one of her regular colors, probably be around for a long time. The sick part of this is I had a hole in my palette for Bobbi Brown, and I needed to fill the palette up, so this is the one that I bought. And finally, I bought an Eve Lom foundation. I believe Monsieur Alex was talking about this. It's amazing to me the products Neiman sells, but they don't have on the floor, so you have to buy them online. And so it's a cream foundation that comes with a little sponge on the back, and I played just a little bit with it, and it's very creamy. I have to say, so far I like it, because you know, you just can't have too many foundations. You really can't. If you don't have foundations, your whole building is going to fall. Mr. Wonderful doesn't believe that either. So in summary, my Neiman Marcus online purchases usually are fine. They take a few days to get here. The shipping is free, but the boxes are usually too big. It's very easy to return anything, which I do regularly. Okay, not regularly. I keep most of it. So my most recent in-store Neiman Marcus experience revolves around a beauty event they had last week. And my friend Marcia and I went, and it was a style show about beauty brands. So they had a representative from about 9 different brands talk to us a little bit about what they had to sell, and they plied us with frozen Bellinis, peach Bellinis that were made with nitrogen to get them cold. Oh my gosh, they were so good. And champagne and canapes. And so, you know, the more you sit there and go, oh, that's beautiful. What was that product? And you try to write it down, because at the end you got to go downstairs and, yeah, that's what you did. So the people who made presentations were Dior, La Mer, Fresh, Lancome, Zentan, Natura Bissay, V76 by Vaughn, which is a men's hair care program, La Mercier, Jo Malone, Chantecaille. And they have a bunch of other activities that are going to go on during the month. And needless to say, Marcia and I had a great time. So before I went, I had texted my sales associate, Linda, my supply list, my school supply list. And she had everything, of course, ready for me to go. She keeps my card on file. I think the numbers on the card are starting to wear down, because we do go way back. We go way back, you know, like 6 or 7 or 8 hair colors ago. Anyway, so what did I buy? Well, Miss Frankie Cat had talked about this Guerlain eyeshadow, which I thought looked really interesting, and she was right. This is fun. It's just I think it's their summer collection. and it's just a little bit of shimmery. It has no scent, and it is from Summer Shadow, and it has a name which I will put somewhere. But so I bought that, and during the style show of makeup presentations I actually won 2 things. I won a Dior mascara, and I won a mascara primer, or eyelash primer. So, you know, for free. What a joke, free. Then I told Linda that I wanted to get 2 more Bobbi Brown cream shadows. I just love these guys because they're very light. They go on easy. They don't move around too much, and I can handle them. This one is called Suede, and this one is Ballet Pink, that I've wanted to have for a long time. It's completely flat and matte, both of them, and I like them very much. And then somebody on Instagram posted this picture of this beautiful lipstick from Mercier, and it's called Merlot, and I'm wearing it. And it turned out to be extremely bright for me anyway. So I'm just going to wear it for filming, or when I want to scare the little children next door. And the one thing that I bought from the beauty event itself that they were talking about is this Dior Skin Capture Total. And I got confused about it because this is not really what I wanted to buy. This is a serum. It's not too fragrant. It has a little tint to it, which is interesting, I think, for a serum. It's not too bad in the stink department, but I made a mistake. One of the products that we'd seen in our style show was something that they shook up and they misted, and I thought this was so cute. I thought, well, this must be it. So I shook it up like crazy, and then I squirted it, and of course it went, and it landed all in my sink. So I went to clean it up, and when I touched it and moved it on the sink itself, it was just like slime. I mean, it's going to take Comet to get that stuff to come off of there. It's like everything is going to stick to it, and I thought, I'm going to put this on my face. So the jury is still out about it. If you're using it and like it, please encourage me or give me some advice about which way to go. I was just flabbergasted to see how it stuck to the porcelain of the sink. So there you have the battle of the beauty sites. In my opinion, the gold medal goes to Beautylish. Beautiful presentation, lovely products, appropriate pricing. I've decided that anything that I'm buying, if it's sold at Beautylish, that's where I'm going to get it. The silver medal, I believe, goes to Neiman Marcus. They always do a good job. They use too much cardboard in their boxes, but they give you some samples, and the return policy is very easy. But I do have a relationship with them already, so I might be just a little bit prejudiced there. But in my opinion, it's not bronze. It's less than bronze. It's, I don't know, you probably love Nordstrom's. Maybe I need to give them another try. But I was not impressed with their packaging or presentation. As you saw, we just destroyed another product right now, and their personnel was not the nicest and the sweetest that they could have been, although they were helpful. I will give them they were helpful. But for me, Beautylish first, Neiman second, probably Sephora third, and then everybody else. So thank you so much for watching. Feel free to leave a comment and tell me I'm nuts, because believe me, you won't be the first person. Bye-bye.